What is up, everybody? Mirrodin Gaming here, and we're back for another World of Tanks Tech Tree Tank Showcase and Review. Today we're taking a look at the Tier 10 German Super Heavy tank, the E100. This is a very popular tank, just as popular as the Mouse, because it's just a good all-around tank, and you've got two different gun options depending on your style of play. You have the big beefy boy with 750 alpha and a 20-second reload, or you have the smaller gun that allows you to reload in 10 seconds, which is closer to what the Mouse actually has. So kind of depends on if you want to have volume of rounds or hit really hard with one round. But for the most part, I tend to see the big heavy gun on tank. Let's go ahead and take a look at the armor profile. Now it's very similar to the Mouse, except it's a front turret or a mid-turreted tank instead of a rear turreted. But it's got this very similar front plate design and a very similar turret actually. One good thing about it is there is not really a cupola. The one that you see is not really there. Although you do have a slight little plate right here that if people are above you, they can hit that easier. And of course on your top plate of your hull, and then your lower plate. But that's with standard rounds. If you step up to something like 330, yeah, you're looking kind of like Swiss cheese here. You definitely have to make sure to angle your armor properly in order to not get hit. So it's that same kind of deal with the Mouse. Other tanks fire and then you 45-degree angle it to where they're not going to go through you unless they have what 350, 360. So that's some of the TDs that will still be able to go through you. And of course, if you over angle too much, you do have some of this armor here. But if they have heat rounds, your tracks will. Anyway, let's get to the comparison. So we have all the super heavies going here. We have a couple of rear turreted just because that's the only option we have. Because anything over 100,000, I believe it's pounds, is considered a super heavy. So the Type 705 just barely, or the Object 705 just barely in there with 100,000. But yeah, your other two super heavies, the Mouse and the Type 5 Heavy. Yeah. Alright, so DPM with the big gun, you got some decent penetration, and then your shells are kind of slow with this thing because it is really more of a one-hit wonder kind of deal. You hit them once hard and retreat, and then you pull back out once you're reloaded and hit them again. So you definitely, this is more of the brawler style. Just because of that shell velocity, you're not going to be able to hit stuff at range all that well. But otherwise, yeah, pretty good overall. 20 seconds, slowest reload here. A rate of fire of only 3. Some decent ammo capacity. You can take a few of each of the types of rounds, but not nearly as good as the Mouse or Type 5 Heavy. I will also mention that the Type 5 Heavy also has two guns, but the one that does mostly HE is kind of moot point now that the HE nerf went into effect quite a while ago now, actually. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look if, well, number one, our heat rounds 750, 334, so pretty much any heavy tank you'll be able to go through with proper aiming. Let's go ahead and switch over to what they consider the DPM gun. So you have 530 alpha, which is better than the Mouse, but your penetration goes down just a hair to 311, but your speed is going to go up. So let's go ahead and you also have APCR instead of heat rounds. So that is a big difference depending on what style you want to play. But that gives you that shell velocity to snipe at longer ranges. And in fact, it also gives you slightly better dispersion with the E100 being 0.37 instead of 0.38. Aim time 2.4, not great. I do prefer the Mouse with that right at 2.0. But it's honestly pretty good for a super heavy anyway. Our gun stats, not great with this gun. Let's go ahead and switch back over to big boy here. Because I don't think, actually no, I think it does make it to where it's not cool. Yeah, it's about the same. And then 7 degrees of gun depression, not great, not bad. Definitely have to hide your lower plate. You can play a little hold down. But yeah, not as good as the Mouse and definitely not as good as the Type 5. But there's a main reason why the Type 5 is not really and much better than the 705. But that's a side scraper, not a true kind of over the ridge shooter. Forward speed of 30, which is much better than most of the other ones, except for this type, or the object 705. I keep on calling it a type because I see type here. But yeah, the object gets into position a little bit better than you can. And then, of course, your overall speed is pretty good compared to the other two. You will definitely be able to beat the other super heavies in position, just not the 705. We get down to our cargo rate, like I said, pretty good. That means you can accelerate fairly well compared to the other ones other than the 705. Then we get down to our armor. So this is kind of the misleading thing with the Type 5 Heavy. It looks on paper to be better than the E100 and the mouse. Not the case. It's got really flat, straight up plates. So this thing is Swiss cheese compared to you. The ones that really compete with you as far as armor layout go are the mouse, which is, you play it pretty much the same. It's just slightly better at side scraping, and the 705, which is better at side scraping as long as it hides its hull. Its hull is not weak, but because of the angles on it. But yeah, definitely you can give it a run for its money. Sure. HP pool of 2700, so the third best here. Type 5, it needs it just because it's kind of Swiss cheese with that armor layout it has. Of course, the mouse is known for being the big boy of HP. There is another tank we could probably throw in here if we really wanted to that it's not super heavy, but it kind of works well in the same kind of positions, would be the 60 TP. And then, of course, camo. You're a heavy tank, you don't have camo. And view range, the standard 400 for most of the German heavies. You definitely can actually make this up to over the 445 or 450, whatever it is, for the max view range. So I actually had a clanmate that spotted with his E100 because there was no light tank and just blocks everything as he drives across the field. It was quite amusing, actually. Anyway, let's go ahead and get over to our gameplay for the day. Are you watching? I don't even know if I can pronounce that. Well, actually, no. Mishuk? I don't know. E100 on a cliff, and it's actually an encounter battle, so I hadn't watched this yet, so we can see it together. It looks like he's got a bonded turbo, or a, whatever, Crew turbo, bonded turbo, I don't know. Bounty, I don't know. Bounty turbo, yeah, that's it. Bounty. Running food as well. So yeah, this guy is definitely going to be a tryhard on this thing. Interesting camo. I believe that's a 3D camo. Alright, and here we go. Like he's going to go probably play in the center around the cap point. He is a little bit faster, so he can get up there where the heavier stuffs like the mouse and the Type 5 would not be able to get in that position without getting farmed out by stuff making it around that little corner there around EF 5 or so. Of course, the light tanks made it up there. We're already down a light tank. It's not uncommon on an encounter battle for the light tanks to rush and try to cap rather quickly. At least start putting pressure on the enemy team, hoping that they will make a mistake. Like his M41 Bulldog. Oh, no, now he started to move. Oh, wait for it. Boom! Aww. Version, or RNG was not good to him there. Right. And up into position, as long as he keeps his lower plate hidden, which there's a nice little shelf right here that he can shoot over the top. Oh no, he is going for it. Thing that he chose to auto-aim there at the last second, which caused his reticle to bloom out as it's, snapped to the target. Yeah, see, this is the position that I see Gravy's playing the most often. Oh, no, he's not. He's a little bit further up than normal. Normally they're a little bit further around to the side. Ooh, there you go. Nice big hit. 690, so he's rocking the big gun. As you can see, that muzzle brake on the end. Ooh. 103 from down below. So yeah, if you didn't know, on the JK line, they can shoot tanks all the way up here. Most people think they're there to shoot stuff coming down the center line, or the 1-2 line. But no, they can actually hit tanks up here if they see them. Moving around, repositioning. Yeah, I figured he was trying to reposition to deal with whatever comes that way. And boom! Nice big old hit. That 152. 152 is gone. Nice shot by the artillery there. But this is a good position to counter that area over there because you can drive up and then drive back down. Oh, and also can get shots if this guy didn't block his shot. Nice. Very nicely done. Already up to 2,000 damage. Down 2 tanks though, and down quite a bit of HP. They are definitely getting pushed here in the center. See, this is a great position to counter the center. And around the bowl area. The donut that some people call it. Nice. People got lucky and bounced around there. He trying to block the capture there. Still have the TP in the back. He's got to be careful of not going too high on, or getting shot in the lower plate. I don't know why he fired there. Because the enemy was definitely not. He was far enough out of range that he was not going to hit him. Nice healthy HP pool though, because he is running hardening. It also helps with getting tracked. Alright, yeah, now he's ready for him this time. Just has to be careful that someone doesn't come over up on his left. Good kill by the VZ there. Okay, it looks like his team on the right has fallen. Now they're down 3 tanks and not quite half the amount of health. The Sheep Buddy is on the one side. It'll be an interesting game if he's going to end up pulling off a win here. The E100, especially a faster E100 with the turbo, has the ooh, a M454. That is not a great spot. There you go. Yep. Had to wait for him to flatten up because with his heat rounds he can. Yep. Oh, he's gonna go for the drown kill. Looks like. Oh, except the AMX is going to shoot him in the side. Yep, shove him down there. That guy's not going to be able to make it back up. So he's effectively dead no matter what. He's going to see if he can find that AMX. The light tank. There he is. Oh, there's both light tanks actually. Yeah, you can kill that one for sure. Yeah, that's the problem is that AMX 1390 has quite a few rounds, so he's going to be able to punish the guy here. The AMX is kind of, he's so far down, he's not going to be able to back up the hill, so. 100 just has to angle himself right, and he should be able to, oh, perfectly aimed in, it just went slightly over the top there. Like the one behind him is just, I mean, he's not going to drown, but. Okay, yep, that's a slightly larger area. There you go, sir. 5,700 damage, 1,800 blocked. Wow. And now it's down to him. His other allies have all died. So it is a 1-on-6 scenario. Ooh. Well, 1-on-5. That AMX is just effectively dead at this point. And he's just not going to... I don't know why the TVP was looking up there. AMX is not going to drown himself just so our guy here either has to cap out or try to come down after him. I know a lot of players would just go ahead and drown themselves, but in order to force a draw, that is a good play to stay there. Because I think you need, what, a total of 3 minutes to cap out? Trying to make a decision here. How are we going to go? That 123 last scene, basically at half health. Oh, nice little quick snapshot there. Finish off the 103. Yep, now they definitely know he's over here, so he's probably going to go around the other side. Or maybe not. He's trying to fake him out. Good play, good play. Like while you're spotted, you drive one direction and you quickly flip around. Okay, trying to angle himself so he doesn't get hit hard. Got lucky. Wow. Got lucky that the 123 misses, but then proceeds to not get a lucky accurate shot. I believe they have around the same reload time. Oh. Problem is, with this guy face hugging him, so Andy's giving him his side, that's not great. Although, yeah, I would say he's only going to do 750, so he should be safe. A slight little area. Nice. Nicely done. Alright, so now it is down to... Ooh, well, he knows where at least one of the artillery is. Use these rocks over here for cover as he moves up. Oh, there's the one artillery. Now he knows where the other artillery is, because the other artillery is now officially on the base, capping. Oh, he completed the mission. Nice. Alright, so the question is, how does he want to do this? If he kills this one artillery, then at that point, we'll just go ahead and stop the recording, or stop the replay, because it's pretty much a guaranteed win, and if he has to cap out, that's going to take a while. Drive up here, try to find it. Oh, there's... Lucky the 100 artillery just didn't have the thing, and he's gonna cap out. It looks like. Oh, it takes 5 minutes, but he will have time to cap out, and there's basically nothing that the AMX can do. So he's either gonna drown himself or stop the game. Okay, so let's go ahead and get back over to the end game stats. So yep, that was the last of it. It does look like I can't tell if they capped out. It just says victory. Anyway, let's see. So he killed the AMX, the 123, the GW E100, the... Not sure what that is. Oh, that's the TVP 103 and the Artie and the other light tank. Wow. 9,400 damage, 2590 blocked. Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Top Gun, High Caliber, Steel Wall, Invader. Yeah, so he capped out. Kolobanov's medal. I think that's the one for alone against 5 or more enemies. Yep, very nicely done. And Pascucci's for killing both of those. Hand of God and an ace tanker. That is definitely how you play that tank. You have to find your angles and make sure you pin those shots. But anyway, that's going to be it for today. If there's a specific tank you wish to see next, just let me know down in the comments of the most current video, and we will get to that one in usually about 3. I record about 3 at a time. So anyway, and also don't forget to check out my Twitch channel where I stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for an hour or 2, sometimes 3, depending on how I'm feeling. But yeah, anyway, This is Myrna Gaming. I'll see you on the battlefield.